Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Albert, and I'm a senior here at this school. I'll be alumni in a week. So today, post-communist countries love to name their country the People's Republic, as if they do represent the people and act on people's best interests. Except we all know, not really. And unfortunately, I happen to be living in one of these People's Republic for many years. Today, we are going to take a look at who are actually the people that they're talking about. So China has a population of 1.4 billion. About 10 or 20% of people, most of them are young people, they didn't witness the history themselves. And thanks to state-controlled media, state-controlled education, and state-controlled internet, they don't really have a chance to learn any history. So what all they hear all day long is that it is your duty to love this country. If you ever talk to them about any negativity of the government, they will take that as a personal insult. So what I call them is the victim of propaganda. On the other hand, you have 80 or 70% of people that they are the acquiescers. They don't care about the government, even though some of them are aware that the government is highly corrupted. This has to do with the historical fact that China has been ruled by monarchies for more than 5,000 years. And the Communist Party is actually just as authoritarian as any other monarchy. And the Chinese are actually pretty used to this. So they are really used to comply with the government and don't defy them, and they feel safer in that way. So that's the victim of propaganda, and the people who don't care. They constitute about the vast majority of Chinese population. But we are here not to talk about the status quo. We are here to try to use Gene Sharp's model to identify the constituencies we can work with for a possible democratic transition. So, fortunately, even though they are very small in sizes, they are two oppositions that currently exist in China. First, you have what they call themselves the Twitterists. Bear in mind that Twitter is still blocked in China, so the fact that they are using Twitter indicates they are the real rebels. The Twitterists like to emphasize on the history. As you might well know, in the 60s or the 70s, Mao was just such a wacko, and he was ridiculously ruled the country. And sadly, it caused millions of deaths. It caused more death than China has lost in World War II. And after Mao is dead, Deng came out, and some of you might remember this in 1989 on the Tiananmen Square. There was a student protest, and Deng ordered the army to clean out, and the notorious tank man photo you might remember. And ever since that, the Chinese government has never hesitated to use any force to crack down any kind of opposition. So the Twitterists observed this fact, and they concluded that it is useless to work with the government because it has zero legitimacy and it's not willing to change whatsoever. So that's the Twitterists. On the other hand, you have the other group, what I like to call the reformers. The reformers do acknowledge that they are egregious things that the Communist Party has done before. But unlike the Twitterists, they believe that it is still somehow useful to actually work with the government. I have seen them, some of them try to run for a state legislature. Some of them try to run for a seat in the national legislature. Some of them are lawyers, and they are trying to file lawsuits against the government. Most recent cases are usually on environmental regulations. They file lawsuits against the local government. And you know, most of the time they lose because ultimately the communists have the guns and you can't do anything with that. But they are the group of people that are most visible in our world, I mean the first world. They are the group of people that usually read on the New York Times. And sometimes when they do draw enough international media attention, they do win. Those lawsuits, some of the lawsuits do win. And that is what I see the beacon of light, the hope, or the possibility we can grab that might actually change the dictatorship in China. It's the only thing that The Twitterists argue that there is nothing you can do, but there I see things that we can actually do. And after all, I think that if there ever is another mass protest of students or workers, I doubt that the Communist Party will order army again. Yes, so this is the kindred spirit from Thomas Cole. I would like to use that as an analogy of the current situation in China. There, the road to democracy is obstructed, and we have the Twitterists and the reformer here arguing what should they do. The Twitterists think that there's nothing you can do, but the reformers think that yes, but we'll figure out a way. Thank you.